sentimiento otra vez. Kiko Rodríguez, por favor.
Ese era tú en medio, con la niña, ¿te acuerdas? ¿Te diste cuenta? Ay, Dios mío. Te la mando esa. Seguro. Santo Domingo para mí significa todo. Es el país donde me crié, donde tengo mi cultura, donde tengo mis amistades, donde tengo mis familias, ¿sabes? Para mí fue, o es todavía, es mi país de nacimiento. Que siempre quiero el corazón, mi cultura, mi todo. Mi primera lengua es el español. Y me siento súper orgulloso por ser dominicano y por hablar dominicanamente como hablo. Así que es mi idioma, es mi cultura, mi gente. Me siento feliz con eso. A mí mi español es mi identidad.
Pero cuando empecé a ser más grande, digamos a envejecer, me empecé a dar cuenta que hay palabras que las quiero traducir literalmente o que quisiera decirles y no me salen. También como que fuera parte de los dos países. Me encanta todo lo de Estados Unidos, tanto me encanta lo de México y he podido integrarlo bien, integrarme yo e integrar las dos culturas en mi familia.
Julia Alvarez's poem, Bilingual Siesta, is about living in a multicultural, multilingual world and not belonging to either of them. She believes that her world was simple and intact in Spanish. It was when her identity was whole and clear. She writes what it's like to be bilingual, torn and blended at the same time.
I think the reason I chose this poem is because the author, Julia Alvarez, is talking about the shift between English and Spanish, and it was a shift that I made at a very young age where I wouldn't be able to pronounce the word three and I would say tree. And I just found it very interesting how many Dominican Americans, Mexican Americans, how they go through this cultural shift, this English-Spanish shift, and they lose a part of both cultures and both heritages along the way. The kind of idea that you want to become fully American, subconscious decide to take away the Spanish part of me, the part that made me different, the part that made me not American. The thing is, what is American? Because American, you just can't all be white, blonde, blue-eyed, gum-chewing, just like the poem describes it. You know, American is anything possible. And once I got to the age where I realized that, you know, that's when I started to rebuild myself and rebuild my culture to be Mexican American, to be Dominican American, which is why when I saw this poem it really spoke to me.
Some things I have to say aren't getting said in this snowy, blonde, blue-eyed, gum-chewing English. Dawn's early light sifting through persianas closed the night before by dark-skinned girls whose words evoke cama, aposento, sueños y nombres. From that first world I can't translate from Spanish.
Gladys, Rosario, Altagracia, the sounds of Spanish.
Wash over me like warm island waters as I say your soothing names. A child again, learning the nombres.
Two in the world before English.
Turn sol, tierra, cielo, luna to vocabulary words.
Sun, earth, sky, moon. Language closed.
Like the touch-sensitive morir, vivir, whose leaves closed when we kids poke them, astonished. Even Spanish failed us when we realized how frail a word is when faced with the things it names. How saying its name won't always summon up, in Spanish or English, the full-blown genie from the bottled nombre.
Gladys, I summon you back by saying your nombre. Open up again the house of slated windows closed. Since childhood, where beloved is left behind in English, stand dusty and awkward in neglected Spanish.
Rosario, muse of El Patio, sing to me and through me say that world again. Begin first with those first words.
You put in my mouth as you pointed to the world, not Adam, not God, but a country girl, numbering the stars, the blades of grass, warming the sun by saying,
Que calor! As you open up the morning, closed inside that night until you sang in Spanish. Estas son las mañanitas, listening in bed. no English.
Yet, in my head, to confuse me of translations, no English. Doubling the word with synonyms, a dizzying array of words. The world was simple and intact with Spanish. Luna, sol, casa, luz, flor. As if the nombres were the outer skin of things, as if the words were so close. One left a mist of breath on the things by saying their names, an intimacy I now yearn for in English.
Words so close to what I meant that I almost hear my Spanish. Blood beating inside what I say in inglés. Nieves y el príncipe bailaron al son de los instrumentos que tocaban todos los enanos, menos Tontín. Él estaba... ¡Ay! No. Cereal. ¿Quieres? Teo, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué? ¿Qué es?
Buscas que mi corazón brille y se exalte. Caminas muy despacio para que te mire. Y hasta a mí llega el olor de tu perfume. Creo que no puedo negar que eres bella de verdad, pero juegas al amor y no quieres a nadie.